Alright guys, so first time I've opened up this video and things actually look different. Sorry that I didn't get a video out last week. I know I said I was going to try and do weekly videos, but it just didn't happen. So you'll notice that I have 3D printed a Y pipe. Obviously it's not complete. But that's intended to Y the two sides together. Obviously this one didn't get complete. We actually had a power failure at the house, and unfortunately the print didn't complete, so I bought a UPS. Shouldn't happen again. I mean, the printer was advertised to persist over a power failure, but I don't know if I have a setting wrong or something, but I think the UPS, just for increased productivity on the printer, it's worth just, having. So you'll probably notice that also the intercooler situation is pretty different. So I had that little tiny intercooler on here, and I basically just was like, this isn't gonna work. And so I went to the track, and there was a guy that had the exact same intercooler on a pretty similar setup, and he was kind of a jerk to me, but whatever. Basically, I asked him, what are your IATs like? And he's like, they're really hot. And I was like, well, how hot is hot? Can you tell me how hot it was? And he's like, no, I'd prefer not to say, and basically told me to go away. And then I watched him make a pass, and the car went a 9.1 at like 150, and he said he was running like 26 pounds of boost. So that tells me that that intercooler is not cooling adequately. At 26 pounds of boost, you're making some steam. You should definitely be going a lot faster than that, in my opinion anyways. So I had always kind of thought that intercooler wasn't going to cut it, so we went with two of these intercoolers. They're sort of a universal. Honda guys use them a lot. We actually bought these for another project and decided to go a different direction on that project, so they've been sitting on the shelf. They're pretty simple. Obviously we had to weld to the end tanks because getting a coupler and stuff on there without making major modifications, it just wasn't going to happen. This side had quite a bit of modification, but you can see they're tied in on top, there and there, and tied in on bottom, there and there, and then the two are tied together. It's pretty solid. It's not going anywhere. So that's that. Also, we decided to go with a larger radiator. My dad actually bought this for his land speed car, and well, I basically said I'll buy you another one, and so that's that. I'll play the video. The rear suspension is underneath the car. Oh, here's the wheels I bought. So rear suspension is underneath the car. I took a video of the stroking of the suspension. But you can see the sway bar there. There's a link down there, and all south side bars, and then the upper bars are Hymens with spacers. And that's that. And then disc brakes, they're just Jeep calipers with S10 brake caliper, Jeep rotors. I don't know if I said caliper or rotor, whatever. So that is that. They came out really nice. Also, we've been working on the fuel pump setup. So my dad and I made this. So this just slips into here and then goes in there. You notice the two are welded together so that once they're in there, you can tighten the nut and you don't have to put a backer on it. So you should be able to get that in there, and then the two pumps will just dangle there, two 450 liter per hour Walbro pumps. And obviously we got to get the wiring out, which is not a big deal. And that's the fuel situation. So okay guys, sorry about that. The camera battery died. So here's the Y pipe that I'm printing right now. You can see it's whizzing away, almost done. Made it up past the supports, and yeah, it's coming out pretty good. I think you guys would thought you guys would get a kick out of that, so there you go. Okay guys, back to the shop. So here is the engine. As I said in the last video, Gen 4 6 liter, and it's a square port motor. So yeah, the cam bearing turned out to be not really a big deal. Square, C square, okay. The cam bearing turned out to not be a big deal. It wasn't hurt. So literally just put a new cam bearing into it and it was fine. I opted to go for the trunnion support upgrade. Sloppy stage 2 cam and pack 1218s. You know, the normal sloppy mechanic stuff. Had the engine guy give the heads a valve job. ARP head bolts. I know it's probably not worth it, but they were sitting on the shelf, and well, drag leak. I think that's enough said. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to get this thing up and going. I can't wait to hear it spool up the turbos. Oh, and of course my oil pan that I picked up, the Poly 302-3, I think. So yeah, has the turbo drains already in it, so you just gotta stick fittings in there and you're golden. So car's really coming along. The rear suspension is a big deal. Cage is done. Gotta wire it, put the real engine into it, finish the exhaust, button the interior back up, then I think we're ready to go racing. So wish me luck. Alright, catch you guys in the next one.